Hey, welcome to the first episode of Raw Takes with Chitty Bang. I'm going to give you my little bit of my insight onto last night's episode of Monday Night Raw. So let's just get right into it. So yesterday was day one at Monday Night Raw. It kicked off the show with Cody Rhodes cutting a promo on how he wants to be done with Shinsuke Nakamura real quick. Honestly, Shinsuke Nakamura's presence and his presentation over the past how can I say this, like 4 to 5 months, ever since the Seth Rollins feud back in September, has been immaculate. It's been perfect. I think this is the best Shinsuke we've ever seen, and they set up the stage for um, a match next week. So let's I look forward to that match. Um, I know that this is going to be like a pretty much a holdover for the Royal for that from now until the Royal Rumble. But what I don't know is how this match differs from the last match. I mean, this is just because I mean, at the end of the day, can't Shinsuke just spray the mist again? You know, unless I think this might be a thing where they're looking at Cody as guy who's learned from last time, can counter the miss, similar to Bianca Belair did with Asuka, and essentially, pull off the victory and end this storyline. But you know, I like the story altogether. I like where they're going with it. I like the fact that Shinsuke saying, "Listen, your story that you have, I'm gonna be the one to end it, and I'm taking over to finish my story that I never finished back, when I faced off with AJ Styles at WrestleMania, all those years ago." I think the premise behind it has substance. So more than anything, I'm looking forward to seeing where Shinsuke goes from there because we all know where Cody's going. Cody's not finishing the story. And speaking of finishing the story, um, there that has looks like people are thinking that there's going to be a wrench thrown into that due to the big return last night. Triple H came out and he said that there will be a WWE champion on Raw day one. And last night we got The Rock. But before that, we got Jinder Mahal. So he teased us first. He trolled us first. Jinder Mahal came out, did a whole promo about how America is divisive and he hates it, and he did a whole American national anthem in Punjab. So I thought it was interesting, but I knew there was more to it because it cannot be that you're hyping up Jinder Mahal. Even couldn't be that. So when the Rock's music hit, I turned the channel on. He's on the TV screen, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's back. He's back for another appearance. And come on, let's be real. Like, The Rock has been flirting. He's been flirting with WWE in his return for a minute, and you know what we're here to see, man. So he did this whole long, drawn out promo with Jinder Mahal about him being an asshole, this, that, and fourth. People don't like him because he's not funny. It was kind of corny. I'm gonna be honest with you. The majority of the promo was not entertaining. What I was there for was to hear, hey, are you going to challenge Roman Reigns? That's all anybody fucking cares about. Rock, you can come on the screen. We're glad to see you. I'm glad to make your jokes. We're happy to see that. You're still embracing the WWE. Always. He's always great to see The Rock, but we want to see the match that we want to see, and he knows what that is. So he did this whole long, drawn out promo with Jinder Mahal, where I'm like, all right, this is just for The Rock to come out here and just show his face. So they do their little interaction in the ring. They do their little back and forth. Gets with people's elbow. And then after he's like, after whooping some ass, San Diego, I have to go get something to eat. And when I eat, should I sit at the booth or should I sit at the bar or should I sit at the head of the table? And that's what we were here for. That's what we wanted to see. That's what the entire waiting for The Rock's long ass promo with Jinder Mahal was for. It was a tease of Rock versus Roman. Now, when it comes to Cody Rhodes and finishing his story, people are now wondering: does this put any pressure on WWE to say, "Hey, let's have The Rock main event WrestleMania and push back Cody and Roman some months," or what does this mean for Cody? Because people want to see this match. This is a marquee match. We saw Cody and Rock last year, and this is a marquee match. However, people are still very, 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 very invested in Cody Rhodes and his story, and that's why I gave him my Talker of the Year, because for him to keep us invested as long as he has, without any like title matches. I mean, he had a tag team run with Jey Uso, was short lived, but other than that, like, he just had feud after feud of people being roadblocks in his way to finishing his story. He has not competed with Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship because I think he's made it very clear that he doesn't really care about that championship. He's trying to win the championship that his dad didn't get while he was a wrestler. I do think this story is to keep us intrigued in this story for as long as he has, is a testament to Cody's presence on the mic, his character. And I think as much as we would love to see The Rock WrestleMania, I think people kind of want to see Cody finish his story a little bit more. And I think that we might get both. Now, hear me out. Elimination Chamber will be in Australia next month, February. And word on the street, you didn't hear from me, but word on the street is that they're planning to have The Rock announced for the Australia show to sell out 70,000 tickets. And I think it's in, let me just look it up right now, the exact arena. But they want to sell out that event. And, I think that's what they were looking for when they initially said that. The Rock said that they wanted to do something. It's in Perth. I was going to say Perth, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, Perth, Australia. They want to do something special for The Rock's, next match. And that's why they kind of pushed back on having him wrestle last year in LA. So Perth, Australia, 70,000 seats. It's going to get sold out. And to have him there will be huge for the Australian crowd. And I know it's going to be like a extremely passionate crowd. It's going to be loud in there. These international venues have done WWE, so much justice. When we actually watched the shows, we talked about Backlash last year, one of our shows of the year, if not the show of the year, because it was just a fun show and how passionate the crowd is. So you add a passionate crowd in Perth, Australia, and honestly, I mean, put The Rock there too, the most electrifying superstar. It's going to be crazy. So I'm down for that. Then we got the Elimination Chamber matches. Now, this is building up to a show that could be one of the best shows of the year. So if they go that route, and it's going to essentially set it up so that The Rock is going to get Sami Zayn treatment that he got last year. Rock is going to have an Elimination Chamber L to Roman Reigns on his road to WrestleMania, to then hopefully have Cody win the Elimination Chamber and challenge The Rock. I'm not sure how he will get into the SmackDown Chamber, but hey, he always finds a way. Unless he wins the Royal Rumble, which I personally think CM Punk should win the Royal Rumble. But hey, stranger things have happened. So that's my take on that. I hope to see this match. I hope that we're not just getting teased with The Rock and Roman, but I don't think they would have him say that he's trying to get the head of the table. Should he sit at the head of the table and tease that, unless we're having that match, and unless we're having the match fairly soon, unless it's already set in stone. It's already booked. So shout out to The Rock, and I hope that we get to see that soon. Unfortunate there was an injury last night. Shout out to Giovanni Vinci. He took so he jumped off top rope. Kofi Finn with a drop kick. His head hit the mat really hard. But just hope he's doing all right. He did post that he's doing all right, so that's good. And shout out to the medical staff and the ref for stopping the match when he seemed that he had hit the mat pretty hard and lost consciousness for a little bit. So hopefully he'll be all right going forward, and he's not like having a severe concussion. But shout out to the WWE staff for doing that. Now, let's go to my match of the night. And my match of the night is Nia Jax versus Becky Lynch, bro. We were in San Diego, Nia Jax's hometown, and she has so much heat that she does not even get cheered, especially because she's up against Becky Lynch. But even after the whole match, they were on the edge of their seat the entire night. They raised they had the fans hooked for each near fall. That Samoan drop off the top rope, and that near fall where Becky kicked out the other fans. They thought it was over then, but it was very, very, very much a great match, and I was really pleased with the finish, to be quite honest. At one point, Becky had Nia hanging from the apron into the ring, and she was going to go for her leg drop, but Nia hit her that uppercut, busted her shit. She was bleeding and shit, and then she went and hit her with the Annihilator, and it was over 1, 2, 3. Nia pulled out the victory, and I was extremely ecstatic about that because I don't think Nia gets the respect that she deserves as a performer. I don't think she gets the respect she deserves as a heel. And I think this has been a really good story over the past couple of weeks. Becky Lynch was my woman wrestler of the year last year for this reason. She keeps me interested in whatever she's doing. You don't care if she's in NXT, if she's facing a former legend, whether she's fighting for a championship or not. She has a way of, one, putting on good matches, keeping you entertained, and telling the stories through the microphone and in-ring competition. Like in her story with Nia Jax, although it's 4 years in the making, has now put on one of the, the banger of the week so far, and this in this first week of the year. So shout out to them. Obviously, it's not finished because I think that Becky Lynch has to get her comeuppance at some point. But I think this was a great way to start the year for both of these women. And I'm happy Nia Jax is getting some respect that she deserves. And she won in her hometown and got booed tremendously. So that goes to show you how good Nia Jax is doing her job as a heel right now. Shout out to Nia. We also had a women's championship defense. Ivy Now competed against Rhea Ripley for the women's championship. I think it was a good match. It was solid. Rhea Ripley pulled out the victory, and it was a good showing for Ivy Now. So she's definitely continuing to grow, and I think it was a good time to test her against the champion. And she wasn't going to pull the victory, but it was a solid performance. So shout out to Ivy Now, and Mommy's still champion. Mommy's always on top. And then let's go to the main event. We had Drew McIntyre versus Seth freaking Rollins, and really, really, really entertaining match. I also think that this told a story as well that was very, very good, where at some point Damian Priest did come down to cash in. He hit Seth with the briefcase. Then we had Drew McIntyre take Damian Priest out. And then he hits Seth with the Claymore. But when he pins him, he pulls his leg so far over him that it touches the ring ropes. And I think this genuinely this genuinely is what I would say. Shout out to Joey Roller. He's in the building. But it genuinely was storytelling for Drew McIntyre that the reason why he is not world champion is because of Drew McIntyre. And once again, he hits the Claymore, pulls the leg over, touches the ropes, and he is the reason why he lost. He's the reason why. He could have, after he got hit with the briefcase, he hit him with the Claymore. If he just pulled him into the middle of the ring and pinned him, he would be World Heavyweight Champion. So that there I thought was a really good storytelling piece of the story. But after that, he pulled Seth out the ring, trying to put him through a table. Seth reversed it, pedigreed him on the announce table, threw him in the ring, hit him with the curb stomp, and pinned him. Now, some people might not like the finish. I mean, it was kind of rushed, but then again, it's a Raw show, and they got to get off the air. But Seth Rollins retains, and he's your World Heavyweight Champion going forward. All in all, I thought it was an entertaining match, and I think it was an entertaining match, and I think the finish, it could have been better. Joint roll thinks it's boo-boo, But, with all that being said, it was entertaining. It's Raw. You have to get off the ears quickly, and a lot of times that time constraint makes the finishes kind of rushed in my mind. Pay for the time overage. That's easy for us to say. I would say that's easy for us to say, but I think that does this moment warrant a time overage? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. All in all, it was a good show. Good first show of the year. Rock returns. Cody Shinsuke set for next week. Nia Jackson and Becky Lynch, I think, stole the show. And yeah, man, we got a lot to look forward to. Tonight will be NXT New Year's Evil. Trick Williams versus Ilja Dragunov. I can't wait for that. So, guys, tune into that. We shall keep y'all posted with that, either this week or on the pod. On the pod this week. But that's all. I think that's my first episode for the year of Raw Takes with Chitty Bang, Raw Day 1. I hope y'all enjoyed this. A little bit of a recap of last night. And we shall see y'all next week. All is love. Everything is wrestling. Peace.